So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A all about sororities and recruitment and everything dealing with that stuff. If you haven't seen my last sorority video, definitely go check it out in the description below. Today I'm going to be answering the questions you guys asked me on that video, as well as some other common questions about sororities. So with that said, let's just get into the video. The first question is, how do you know what sorority is right for you? And I think this is a great question to start off with because it's something that I struggled with when I was going through recruitment, and I think it's just a very common concern. While going through recruitment, I think the thing that differentiated the houses that I loved and the houses that I didn't love were mostly the conversations with the girls. If we were talking about what my major was, where I lived, what high school I went to, and kind of staying on all the boring subjects, then that was like an okay house, which just was very different from the houses where we talked about things that we had in common. I know, like, as you know, I have a YouTube channel, so beauty and fashion is like up my alley. So girls that I was talking, this may sound like so stupid, but like the girls who were like, oh, I love that nail polish, where'd you get it? Or, oh, have you seen the sale at Urban Outfitters lately? Oh, I got this, this, and this from there. Although those may be more like silly conversations, I love talking to those girls because it felt more like you were talking to a friend rather than getting interviewed, kind of. So that's something that I really looked for and really made houses like stand out if you're talking about interests rather than just really basic questions. And other than that, you just kind of know, and once you pick your sorority, you could never see yourself in a different one, which I just think is so funny because for some reason it all works out. So just don't be worried if you are. You will find the one that's right for you, and I can guarantee that. Will I have a hard time rushing if I'm shy? To be completely honest, I think you will have a harder time rushing than someone who is super outgoing, but I think that's kind of an obvious thing, you know? Someone who's super outgoing, their strength is in talking to new people and making conversation with someone you've never met before. As opposed to someone who's shy, you know, your strength isn't in making, you know, mindless conversation about random things with people you've never met. So I think that's kind of a given, but with that said, I wouldn't have it discourage you from rushing because when you find the house that you're meant to be in, those conversations should come easy because it'll be like you're talking to one of your friends already. So either way, you're going to be put where you're supposed to be. As weird as that sounds, it always ends up working out. So yes, it might be a little bit harder. I would try to be as outgoing as you can, kind of push your boundaries a little bit, but be who you are and stick to yourself and you should have no problem. Okay, the next question is, I'm starting my freshman year, but I don't want to rush in the fall. Do you know anything about rushing in the spring? So if you don't know, most schools, actually all schools I'm pretty sure, either have formal recruitment in the fall or in the spring. So we have ours in the fall, and then in the spring we have informal recruitment or COB. Right now I actually have no idea what that means. I can't think of it. But informal rushing at my school is more of like a referral process. So let's say my roommate didn't join a sorority in the fall. She loved AFE, which is what I'm in, and so she was like, I know I want to be in that, and my sorority is doing informal rush. I would go to my head of COB recruitment, I would give her name, they would meet and basically see if she was a right fit. And this seems like it would be a lot less stressful, but it rarely happens, at least at my school, and also it's a lot more competitive because there's only like 1 or 2 spots usually for COB. So my recommendation is to go through formal recruitment. You get to see all the houses, and although it's kind of stressful and maybe not your thing, it's only a couple of days and it will be totally worth it in the end. The next question is, do you think I should rush if I'm a sophomore transfer? So at my school, it's totally normal for sophomores to rush, and I would definitely recommend it if you're a transfer because sororities are a really great way to find a friend group and things to do on the weekends, which I would assume is a little bit harder for a transfer just because you don't know anyone yet. So at my school, it's really not a big deal at all, and I definitely would say go for it. I think sororities would be a great option for a transfer. The next question is, do you think a junior transfer should rush? Would the other junior sorority girls be accepting? And this is going to be different at every single school. I would say if I was a junior transfer, I probably wouldn't rush, just because I feel like by junior year you're really getting into your schooling and most people already have their kind of set group of friends. I hate to say that. So I probably wouldn't if it were me, but I don't want that to discourage you from rushing. If it is a common thing at that school, then definitely go for it. The next question is, what kind of GPA do you need to be in a sorority or go through recruitment? And GPA is a factor, so I would definitely keep your GPA up, but I would say that for just general reasons. I think it's important to have a good GPA. Let's say you don't have a great GPA and you still want to rush, I would definitely not let that discourage you, because sororities look for a variety of things, and two of the most important are definitely personality and interests. So I don't think it's a limiting factor. I would say definitely still rush. The next question is, how much do sororities cost? So I think my sorority costs between $1,000 and $2,000 per semester. I don't know the exact number because I don't know, I'm stupid, but they are very expensive, which sucks. But there are definitely scholarships that you can look into, so I would recommend looking into those at your school. Next question is, are people very superficial in a sorority, or is it truly a sisterhood? I think this definitely depends on the sorority that you join and the school that you go to. And I also think that you'll be able to tell going through recruitment that you will find girls in every house who want the sisterhood aspect, if that's what you're looking for, and you'll also find girls in every house who maybe don't really care about that. The next question is, why are you in a sorority and what do you like about being in a sorority? I went through recruitment because I heard it was a good way to meet people and get involved on campus, and that is exactly what it was for me. Within probably the first week of joining my sorority, I found like my best friends, and that's honestly the main thing that I joined it for, I'm not going to lie. But I have found that being in a sorority, I also love everything else that it provides you with. It's just fun to be a part of something bigger than yourself. I know I played a ton of sports in high school, and I didn't want to play college sports because they're pretty intense, honestly, and I wasn't good enough anyways. But it's really nice. It's kind of like that team aspect. It's like, why do people play sports? You can say it's for the sport, but a huge part of it is just being a part of something. So I would say that is like the #1 reason why I would want to be in a sorority, and I think it's very beneficial. Okay, so that is all the questions that I'm going to answer for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please, like always, leave requests in the down bar, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.